is Nick Conley. How you guys doing? Hope you guys are having a good day. I'm very excited about this segment. I'm covering Trials Fusion. It's one of my favorite games. I'm doing this for a friend of mine. His name is Danny. I'm going to leave his last name out of it because we don't even know that. But I'm very excited. I'm also very sad at the same time because it took me a few years to actually beat this game and completely flip it with all gold medals. And I played all of the expansion packs that I bought as well. Now to make sure that I do it the right way, I'm going to show you guys right now. Okay, I'm at 100% completed, which means I got golds on every map. So if you go through here, it's going to be sad, but I'm going to delete all this and start over and see if I can also beat it with at least all golds, maybe some plats here and there, but really just going to try to get the golds. The plat doesn't really seem like, you know, it's going to be worth it. And plus it's much harder to get. But gold on all these maps, it sounds like an easy task, but trust me guys, it's no easy feat. This is a type of game that, well, I love physics and I love puzzles, and this is one of those games that will definitely test you. It'll test you. It's a testament to gaming. It really is. Like Overwatch, it's one of my favorite games because it's just so different. Now, it's not a motocross game. Like I said, it's a puzzle type game. What really makes this stand out is, so I might cover Trials Rising. I do have it, but it's not near as good as the first one. And if I'm going to do Trials Rising, I at least want to show the first one first. This is the one that I fell in love with, and this game literally took thousands of hours, way before I ever played Overwatch or anything else. This is a fun game. I got all the expansion packs, as you can see. They're all right there. So like it ends here at Master's Gauntlet, where you have the toughest maps in the game, which is the Eye of the Storm, Rock of Ages, Light City Run, Frostbite, and Inferno. Now all these are going to be pretty simple to beat, except for Light City Run and Inferno, which you'll have to do a lot of like ninja work techniques like fapping and balancing on one wheel and bunny hopping off one wheel and landing on the other wheel. But after that, you have Riders of the Rustlands, you have Empire of the Sky, Welcome to the Abyss, Fire in the Deep, Fault 1-0 after the incident, and then you have Red Lynx versus All Stars, and then the Awesome Adventure. That is the entire game, all the expansion packs rolled into one. Under Track Central, there's 197,732 tracks. Now that's a lot. What's really cool about this game is after you beat the game, you can go into where the custom lobby, where people have made their own maps, and people are incredible. What they can come up with, it's just amazing. I've made a few maps. I think I made about 10, but they're not near as good as the ones they actually put in the game. That's what makes it such a good, like, a true testament to gaming. Now, I have all the bikes, I have all the riders, I have everything. It's going to be really sad that I'm doing this. As you can see, I got 122 out of 119 items. I got more items than it's actually there. It's got the leaderboards. Level 114 is my statistics. 425 medals. And that's a high score. So, as you can see, 100% completed. And I'm going to delete it all. And I hope I don't disappoint you guys. It's going to be very, very tough to beat all these maps, but I'm hoping that it's like riding a bike, like I don't forget how to do it. Now, all the stuff I might teach you guys on these maps, if you're interested in playing this game, that will help you along the way. I can't take the credit for it. I learned all this from Fat Shady. Fat Shady is the Trials University basically icon, where he literally covered all these maps, all the tricks, and all the stuff the game does not cover. Kind of like a lot of games nowadays, where you have to go online on YouTube to find out all the tricks of the trade that they don't teach you in the game. It's a game that's meant to be explored. You're supposed to learn things the hard way. Now, I've learned things the hard way, and I'm not going to lie, some of these maps, they took me a few months to beat. I remember spending 3 months on Inferno 4, that map. That's a hard map. And then under the ninja tracks, where you go to Track Central, when I beat it on there, Oh boy, it must have been. They have an Inferno 5 in there. That one's even harder because they have these ninja maps, like most recommended. You know, they got a lot of stuff. Trials Rising, I'm sure it's a great game. I do have it. Like I said, I will do it next if you guys want it. But there's no way it's going to be as good as this game. This game is concrete. The way they made this game, this was a 5-year strong game where on its own it could stand on its own. Like, it was just a great game. And usually I don't like games like this, but I love Trials Fusion. Everybody that knows me knows that I played the shit out of Trials Fusion and Guitar Hero and Call of Duty way before I got into other games. And I would play the Uncharted, which I'm going to do an Uncharted series, and I'm going to do all 4 games on the hardest difficulty, because I've done it one time before, and I'm telling you, it is hard. It's hard, but when you play a game on a higher difficulty, it's a whole different experience. Like, let me tell you, it doesn't matter what the game is. If you play God of War on easy, it's gonna be fun. You'll get the story, but if you play it on like Super God mode, it's a rager. It will drive you insane. And then when you beat it, you'll feel so good, but you won't want to do it again. But we might do it again. Now, I think the only game I have not beat in the history of games, of all the games I've played, the one game I've never beaten is Dark Souls 3. And sure, it's a great game, right? I bought it one time, then I took it back. Then I bought it again, wanted to like it because people said it was so good, just couldn't get into it and took it back. Well, the 3rd time, still didn't like it, but I bought it on the store, so I had to keep it. Then I picked it up and resurrected it one day and played it. Got really far, finally beat this level I was stuck at. And then I went to a treasure chest and opened it, and 2 arms ripped me apart, and I literally deleted the game indefinitely. I said I'm never touching that game again. So that would be the one game that I've never beaten, because I usually flip a game when I play it. I've flipped Galaga before. All the Mario games, I flipped those. I try to flip everything that I play. You gotta flip it, right? You gotta beat it, and then you gotta beat it on the hardest difficulty. That's what a true gamer does. That's what, you know, that's what makes it worth it, is the challenge along the way. I just recently played Last of Us 2 on the hardest difficulty. Fun game. On the hardest difficulty, not too hard though, not too hard. But Gears of War, yeah, very hard. Very hard on the hardest difficulty. So is Halo. Also another Xbox game that I like a lot, which a lot of people don't talk about, is Recore. Recore, if they made a Recore 2, I would be the first one in line, because that is a fun game. It's just so different and unique. I really, really like it a lot. Now, right now, I'm about to delete everything. Everything. All this 100% you see is going to go down to 0, and it's going to start me back from the tutorial. And I'm going to try to run through the boring and the easy and the medium levels as fast as I can to get to the hard stuff. So bear with me. It's going to be a journey. So I hope you guys enjoy it. I know I'm going to have a lot of fun doing this. Alright guys, so buckle up, and we're going to go for a ride. It's definitely going to be a lot of fun. Now, if you're not familiar with the game, I'll tell you some things about it. So like I said, it involves a lot of physics. Your character shifts forwards and backwards and to the middle, and it moves the bike, obviously, when you're in the air or when you're going up a ramp or down a ramp. Now all these mechanics matter because say there's like an easy level and you want to go full speed, get there as fast as you can. Now the 2 things you want to do in this game is you want to beat the fastest time, that they give you to get the gold medal, and you want to have less than like 1 fault or 2 faults, and then later you'll get to the harder levels where you can have 50 faults. And trust me, I've had 500 faults on a level before beating it. It is not an easy game. But hopefully I still can do it. All the hours I put into this game, I'm hoping I still have them in my fingers, and this will not be too hard. I may need to take my Overwatch controls off here, because I don't know if it's going to mess me up during this game, but we'll see. Now, you can bunny hop. It may not look like you're doing much when you bunny hop, but trust me, it's barely noticeable, but it makes a huge difference on like every map. There'll be like a box that you'd be like, oh, this is impossible to get to, and you'll bunny hop, and I swear you won't even notice the difference, because it looks like it doesn't do much, but it'll get you on top of that box. And without the bunny hop, you cannot do it. It's just not possible. And you could flip. There's some trick maps where you do you could jump off your bike and fly by hitting triangle as far as you can, kind of like an Olympic sport type thing, where like, see how far you can throw your body. That happens. There's a flipping challenge. Each map has like a challenge, like, hey, do 10 flips in a row without falling down. Yeah, sure, tricks are fun, but what we're gonna like focus on is beating each map consistently within a good time threshold of maybe 5 or 6 hours. It'll be the longest video I have up here. Now, if I disappoint you guys and don't beat it, I will beat it tomorrow. I promise you that. Looks like I'll be up all night doing this, because I've got to get 2 in front of 4, right? And then I have to do the bonus maps after that. And then I'll do 5 of the ninja maps under Track Central, because I'm going to be tired at that point. And I'll let you guys sit in, like, right in the comment section which ones I should do. You can look it up on YouTube, whatever you want to do. There's some very, very hard ninja maps out there, and ninja is way harder than extreme. I will tell you that. There's been some where you could only be on your back tire, or you could only be on your front tire, or you have to land red front, blue back throughout the entire map. And I've done that before. That's a lot of fun. But it's going to be like a true testament to gaming. This is going to be a fun experience. I'm excited. I hope you guys are excited. We're going to go for a ride. This is going to be one of the good segments on here. Very excited to cover this. Like I said, I give all the credit and all the teaching to Fat Shady, where I learned all the Trials University, the tricks of the trade of how to play this game. It's very physics-based. You, like I said, there's a time limit. There's a fault limit. You want to have the right time threshold to get that medal, which will be either a bronze, silver, or gold. We're trying to go for gold. And also, there's a time limit. So maybe you'll like do it with no faults, but you won't be fast enough, so you have to redo it over. We're going to redo it over and over and over until we get it right. Now, in this game, on the touchpad in the middle, you'd hit the left side of the touchpad to completely start over, and you'd hit circle to just go back to the last checkpoint. I'm going to try to be a perfectionist with this. I'm going to try to get little to no faults if I can. It's like I said, I haven't played this game in about, boy, I want to say 6 years or so. It's been a while, maybe 5 years, maybe not that long, but it's definitely been a while since I played Trials Fusion, and yeah, it's been 5 years. So we're gonna dip right in. So you guys see the career where it says 100% completed? I'm about to delete all of that and then start over from the beginning, and then we are going live on Trials Fusion. Alright, stick with me at Nightfire Overwatch TV. I'll be with you guys soon. And feel free to leave comments in the comment bar about this game. If you've never heard of Trials Fusion and it looks exciting, something you want to play, you know what? It's really cheap. you can get it for like $2 on Amazon. It's not an expensive game. The new one that came out, I think, is like 40, but it's a very overlooked game. A lot of people don't know about it. But if you're a gamer and you like a challenge, it's definitely something you have to play. Um, I like my RPGs. I like my FPSs. I love my platform games. I love adventure-based games. I love puzzles. I played the game Portals, which was a lot of fun. I've played all the Jak and Daxters. I've played all the Spyros. I mean, there's an infinite list of games I've played. I played Knack 1, Knack 2, Kingdom Hearts. I mean, there's not many games out there that I haven't played. I tried everything at least once or twice to get a feel for it. There's been very few games I've actually like really hated or disliked. And you know, that happens sometimes. Like sometimes you get your hopes up for something and then you get let down, and it's not what you thought it was going to be. One of those games for me is Death Stranding. I thought Death Stranding was going to be the game that I wanted to buy so bad. Like, oh, I'm getting that game. It's got Norman Reedus from Walking Dead. It looks so good. Then I looked at the gameplay, and that's what I do. I go on YouTube, I look at the gameplay to see if it's something that's worth the money. If I'm going to spend money on it, I want to make sure that I know that I'm going to like it, because I am very picky when it comes to things that I like and things I don't like. I'll be very vocal with it too. I don't really like RPGs where you can't move, like the old Final Fantasies where you'd be stuck in a little circle and you have your abilities, and it's like playing a mobile game. I mean, it's like the Star Wars Galaxies. Sure, at one point I did, but as I grew into an adult, I just don't have the patience for it. I like to have full control over my character and move around and explore, and I love story, more linear-based games like Witcher 3. You know, the Vikings Valhalla, stuff like that. I like story-driven games, really do. I beat all the Far Cries, loved all the Far Cries. Oh, there's one game that I have not played yet that I'm going to cover on here. Never played it, bought it. I knew I was going to love it, but never actually played it. And that game is Rage 2. Now, Rage 1 was great. Beat it, loved it. Rage 2, knew I had to get it because Rage 1 was great. I also had never played Bloodborne. I've been told, oh my god, Nick, you have not played Bloodborne. You gotta play it. So I gotta play that one. Just Cause 4, never played it. Gotta play it. Beat Horizon, loved Horizon. Horizon's a phenomenal game. I love my football games, love my basketball games. I love all kinds of games, obviously. Doom Eternal, beat it, flipped it, loved it. Very fast gameplay. This one, haven't played it yet. Mafia 3, heard it's like Grand Theft Auto. I loved Vice City, I loved San Andreas, I loved 5. I loved all the Grand Theft Auto games. One of my favorite games of all time, which they do not make anymore, which they really should, is True Crime Streets of LA, True Crime Streets of New York. Now those were fun games, because you were actually a cop. It was a little bit opposite of GTA, but man, they were fun games. And your main character, his name was Nick, and I used to want to be that guy. Like, I just loved playing him in games. My favorite all-time game is by far God of War. God of War and Overwatch are like tied for me. I love the Prince of Persia games as well. Spyro, any platform game, any animated game, I'm pretty much gonna love it. I have a Switch, so I play all that stuff. Sonic, Mario, I play a lot with my kids. We do a lot of Mario Party. You know, love games like that. There's not many games I don't like. I just don't like games where you're stuck. I like strategic games, but it depends on what console I'm on. You know, one of the hardest games that I definitely have to cover on here is Cuphead. Cuphead is fun, and I flipped Cuphead. Me and my friend Danny Cartagena, we beat it, and that was truly one of the hardest games ever. Now, if you Google what's the hardest game in the world, they'll say it's like Meatball or something like that. No, it's I Am the Guy. I played I Am the Guy 3 or 4 times, made it to the last level, and could not beat it. And then I finally beat it. I Am the Guy is, yeah, it's probably one of the hardest games ever made. They also have the impossible games, like impossible games on the computer with the like little red block, and you try to maneuver it through the other, through the maze of black dots. That's fun. I beat that. It's really not as hard as they say. I don't know why they call it the impossible game. Meatball's harder than that. And Meatball's pretty tough game. All right, so we are going to go to applications. Actually, no. We don't want to delete the application. What we want to do is we want to delete the memory storage for that game. That saves us having to re-download the game, wait for it to upload, and all that crap. We don't